How were you treated when you first got here?
How were you treated, Mom?
It took us 4 days before we could see a land, and it was Christmas Island.
It was the best moment of my life. It was just kind of my birthday.
People started shouting, "I see a land." It was just like one of those pirate movies.
Actually, I do remember I told my mom we're going to heaven. It was like the place of peace, the place where there's no dirt. There's a lot of angels, I guess, and yeah, white people.
And after that, all hell broke loose.
We were arrested that night with immigration.
And they gave us a number. And my number was DON94, DON94. That was the first sign that you are a prisoner.
I was almost 3 months in detention center. The camp was set up for, 100 people, but they cramp in 1,100 people there.
So they put us in a room that was very small, and we couldn't even get out to the yard for fresh air. So we were locked for 2 months.
I've spent 4 uncertain years in some of the worst detention center Australia has got to offer. Prisons are way better because you know when you're gonna get out. You know there is a light at the end of that tunnel. Detention doesn't have that light.
When they wanted to give us food, they would squeeze the food through the windows, to kind of give us our food.
Initially, we were getting a little bit of, fried fish, a little bit of nice dishes, as we call it, Later on, the food got worse, the amenities got worse, toiletries got worse. And we just barely getting, a little cup of milk and a little bit of cornflakes. Obviously, they'll push us to do some Vegemite to make us a true Aussie. No wonder, people don't like the Vegemite too much. It's salty, it's terrible.
One thing we Australians don't like to accept, we are no more humane than countries like Iran and Afghanistan. I've been abused. I've been put in isolation. I've been beaten up. I've been put in a room, sub-zero temperatures with no clothes. And all these things happened to me when I was 15, 16, 17.
We were given options to go either to Tasmania or to Adelaide, I think, and to Queensland. So I asked the guards which place is good. They says, well, people go to Queensland for holidays, so you might as well go there. So I'm going there.
When my family first got here, we didn't speak a single word of English except for yes and no.
The only word I spoke was, "How are you?" And that's something I learned back in a refugee camp.
So immediately, of course, we were treated like incredibly uneducated people, and we were treated as though we didn't know things in general.
So I felt at the time I did get bullied a little bit.
And they said, "Oh yeah, this is the first group of Q jumpers who came here, boat people." I said, well, that's fine. And slowly, people get understanding of us that we are not bad after all. We are human beings, living, breathing human beings.
I could say where it really hits me and ended was 8th of May 2002, 10 o'clock in the morning, when my parents got deported. I was 17, and it just hit me. I realized that I'm alone, and that's when my childhood basically stopped, and I thought, what? I had no choice in it. I had to grow up.